my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So I'm just popping on quickly because I've got quite a busy weekend ahead, but I've just taken delivery of this deck and I wanted to show it. I've still got two Destiny decks and one Schiffer deck as well, but I wanted to show this because it's limited in number and I don't know how long it's going to be available for. But it's been sent by my friend Christoph James, member of the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. He is the person behind the Raincoast tarot. This is the pocket version, which I love. He did the tarot of Crowley, both the monochrome and colour edition, and he also did the hallucina tarot, which was great. And now he's come out with the Raincoast Visions tarot. So as I said, Christoph very often only does a limited number, and this deck has only had 100 copies printed. He did say that most of them were spoken for, but there might be a handful left. So if it is a deck that appeals to you, and this is why I didn't want to wait until after the weekend and then I'm back at work, because I know this is quite limited in number, and I very often will show a deck, particularly Destiny decks, which do sell out quite quickly, and people will leave me feedback saying, oh, you showed this deck but there's none left. So it really is, you know, a case when decks are independently produced that when they're gone, they're generally gone. I mean, if they're really, really popular, then there might be a second reprint. So just like the boxes that Christoph has been using, we get these nice two-part glossy boxes. I love the way that this is like a Ouija board kind of set in with the numbers and the letters arranged in this way. It says Raincoast Visions Tarot by Christoph James. We can see some of the images there which look amazing. And then on the back again, we've got this. I wonder if this is the back of the cards because it's in reverse. We've got the yes, no, goodbye, the numbers and letters. So yeah, nice two-part box, quite sturdy. Oh, I'm loving this. Yeah, so the backs are in this kind of a Ouija board type design. Cardstock is the usual Christoph James type of cardstock. It does have a sheen. They're not a heavy gloss because there's a lot of springiness in these cards, you can see here. So they're really nice. Oh, we've got some keywords as well. So for our Fool, we've got innocence, freedom, risk. So that's great if somebody is just setting out. As a tarot reader, the colours are incredible. I believe this is done in Photoshop. I mean, Christoph is an artist as well, but I think similar to the Crowley tarot, it's kind of like that collage Photoshop type of thing. Let's just pop that back. Noticed it hasn't got a number, but that might be because it's at the back, is it? Yeah, no, this one doesn't have a number on the box. Sometimes they have a number on the box as well when they're limited like this. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit so we can have a good look at the card images. Okay, so they are I think it might be a little bit smaller than a standard. Oh no, they're exactly the same size as a standard tarot deck. When I say standard, I always kind of have to say what that means. US games, MPC. So if you've got any of those decks, you kind of know the size. As I said, there is a gloss, a kind of a sheen, but it's not a heavy set lamination. And again, this is a close-up of the backs, which is really interesting. I like that. I like this full card. There's lots going on, which, you know, that's what I kind of expect now with Christoph's decks. There's lots of layers in this, and you can see here we've got these balloons, and there's people within the balloons. Lots happening. Got these hands above the head. So there's a lot. There's like a shadowy hermity figure here as well, at the bottom. So yeah, there's lots of layers to his artwork. It is a deck that you kind of need to sit with. The imagery is very sharp and crisp, which I appreciate as well. Sometimes I'm bothered by keywords, other times not. And I'm really not bothered by them. I don't mean I'm not bothered. I mean, they don't bother me because they're not, you know, in your face. They're within the border. Again, we've got a magician here with, you know, there's playing cards, there's the top hat. We've got all the tools like the wands, the pentacle, the sword. Can I see a cup anywhere? I'm sure there'll be one somewhere here, unless the top hat is being classed as... Okay, so there's nudity. I didn't know, so I couldn't give a warning. But here we have our High Priestess. Love this behind. The Empress. I love that she's got this crone energy going on. She's got a lot of wisdom. Flowers are beautiful as well. And then we have our Emperor. Look at the fire and the leaves. A Hierophant. Got this illuminating cross here. Religion and education. We have our Lovers. Harmony and choices. I love that this inner light is shining forth as well. We have the Chariot. Strength, there's number 8. This is gorgeous. Look at all the detailing in the lion's face, as well as the person above. Oh wow, that's quite a striking image. Introspection, solitude. I like that. The Hermit. Look at those eyes. It's quite an intense card. We have our Wheel of Fortune. Chance, destiny and karma. Justice. Again, there's lots of layers. The Hanged Man. Death. We have the number 13 here. Trying to look what's going on in. Don't want to get blurry. We have Temperance. Got these hypodermic needles here, which is interesting. I mean, there might be a PDF actually. If there is, I will reference that there's a PDF available in the description below. So I'd love to hear Christoph's kind of thought processes in compiling this deck. The Devil. The Tower. I like this perspective actually. We often see the tower from the ground. This silhouette figure here. A star card. The moon. And then we have our sun. That's a beautiful sun card. The sunflowers in the meadow, holding the light. We have judgment, awakening and redemption. Facing the light. And the world. And then we go into our minors. The minors are the same. We have the titles at the bottom and some keywords up at the top. This goblet, this chalice, is so ornate, so intricate. Look at the details. And they match, which is nice. It brings that kind of uniformity all the way through. She very much looks like our Empress. Similar. I love to see clowns. I want this goblet. It's gorgeous. So we have rods for wands. Sorry about the sirens today. There's obviously something going off in town, but I'll try and drown it out with some background music. That's a very interesting image. This face kind of reminds me of like a Hindu deity of some sort. Very Krishna-esque. Wow, look at that. It's like an infinity mirror. The image repeating. We have our swords. Wow, look at this. Sorry about that, I got a parcel. Never mind being interrupted for a parcel, particularly as I'm about to go out and it would have gone back because it was a signed for parcel. So, I mean, some of the images look like photographs. They're very human-like. And then you get some that kind of otherworldly or creature-like. It's quite intriguing. I have no idea what this is going to be like to read with, so that would be interesting. I don't have many decks that are this sort of fantasy, other reality kind of images. They remind me of a lot of the posters that we used to get in the 80s. From shops like Athena. Oh wow, love this for the Ace of Coins. These coins are incredible. Some old ancient coins. That's interesting. Some of the faces look familiar. I don't know if it's people off TV or... Looks like we've got a couple of extra cards. We do. So we have an alternative Hierophant. I think I actually prefer this Hierophant. Maybe it's because of the cross. It's putting me off a little bit in this one. And then we have, oh, okay. Nudity alert. We have an alternative, and we can probably see why. Page of Rods. So let's find the rods. Here we are. So an alternative Page of Rods. I like the tree, and I'm being serious. I like the trees in this deck, but I also really like this kind of fiery element coming into his body for the Page of Rods. So yeah, I think I prefer this one. So there we have it. That's our deck for the Raincoast Visions Tarot by Christoph James. It's probably not one that I would have bought for myself because I tend to go for more, or should I say less, photo manipulation, Photoshop type decks. I prefer, you know, art that has been illustrated, painted, drawn, that sort of thing, rather than computerized. However, I do have some computerized deck, and this deck in particular brings in kind of elements that I'm finding really intriguing. So I will give it a go, you know, and I'll work with it. And I appreciate Christoph again thinking of me and sending me this deck to play with and get to know. So yeah, and for those of you who, I know there's quite a few out there who love Christoph's work and kind of seen the kind of evolution of the Raincoast tarot decks. then let me know your thoughts on this version, the Raincoast Visions Tarot. Be interested to hear your comments in the comments below. Your comments in the comments below. All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.